That was pretty fucking fun. That's a hell of a game compared to Mass Effect 1. It's a lot to digest. I really like that. I finally get why people like Mass Effect. It took 2 games. 2 full games, but I can kind of get it now. And especially at the time, if this game came out years and years and years ago, I would have been on it instantly if I knew what it was. 100%. I think it's a massive step up from 1. Its kind of core aspect of the whole thing with 2 especially is more about crewmates, and it's more about like knowing people and getting to know people, and because you have that final mission, I guess that carries that extra weight. ME3 is a roller coaster of feelings. I assume it's gonna be, because again, ME2 was like a massive step up from 1. Like in lots and lots of different departments. Actually, no, Mass Effect 2 felt very much like it's a social system kind of game, where it was more, the entire game was mostly about getting a crew for something to happen. When that something happens, it's pretty big. But it's kind of that classic saying, you know, it's not the end of the journey, it's the journey we made along the way, it's the friends we made along the way. It's very much like that. A lot of that game exists in the character-to-character interaction, which is why I guess that what made it so popular and famous, like, is how interesting it was to have certain relationships with certain people in the Mass Effect games, and then some other person could have some other relationship, and some other person could bang someone else, and some other person could lose someone else at the end of that. I can see the diversity of playthroughs that would have come through this when people were playing it, and I guess that created a good, like, word of mouth of, you know, how good Mass Effect is. I don't think I actually heard how good Mass Effect was until 2 came out, but now I understand why. I think when Mass Effect 1 came out, it was known it was like a good game, but it wasn't to the degree of until 2 came out. I remember 2 being a big deal. I didn't know anything about it, but I knew that it reviewed very well and lots of people were talking about it. And that's where Mass Effect started to really gain a lot of hype and momentum. And then there was this huge hype and build for 3 as well. I remember that as well. So really, for me, it kind of makes sense that Mass Effect 2 ended up being that one where it was like, okay, this is the game that got people hooked. What I think I'm going to do is I will take a break. I'm not going to take a long one, though. I think last time I took a long one to the point where I forgot things, as you know. So I want to keep it somewhat fresh in my mind. So I think I'll end up taking I have other games I want to play, but I'm not going to play anything heavy until I get to Mass Effect 3, if that makes sense. I'll be mixing it up in terms of games. Oh, man. That was intense. Really good. Really, really enjoy it. Very, 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 very good. I'm quite excited for 3 now.